Go have sex all you want. Go do whatever you want. Go have your fantasies. Go do your whatever. And then I want you to get to a point where you're like,
I want to settle
I'm
down.
tired. This is empty. Like,
Yeah.
I want a woman that I want to have a family with, that I can like love, that is faithful, that like, that I can have dreams with. And like, you know what? Like, straight up, because I lived through this, I want a woman that can take care of me when I'm older, or I can take care of her, or if God forbid, like, I'm handicapped, like, she's loyal and she loves me enough where she'll take care of me, because I saw that
That's incredible. Okay.
I saw that with my family.
So this makes a lot of sense, because this was the structure of a relationship
Like,
that you were most familiar
is
with watching your parents.
yes,
Yeah,
loyalty
like
is
my parents stayed together for 40 years until my dad passed away. But I did see them argue every once in a while, and so I think that
normal.
For me in a relationship, I have two rules. Rule number one is you can always ask me how I feel. You can never tell me how I feel. You can never tell me I love someone. Absolutely. You can never tell me that I don't care about you. You can ask me, but you can never tell me. And then the second rule is, if I do something wrong, you have to tell me now. You cannot tell me a year from now. There are no checklists. There's no grudges.
Communication is everything.
For sure.
I have yet to find a woman who can follow those two rules. To be honest with you,
good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. But
good luck finding a woman or finding a man. Honestly, it's very difficult. Again, why I'm single?
Finding a man.
Why it's so hard?
Single, yeah. Shout out to being single.
So hard.
Single,
so it's a
single boy. 2021. Single winter.
Well, you were saying it's totally a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, okay, you can be attractive, but like, it's like I don't have a problem. Not to sound conceited, but I don't have a problem men wanting to date me.
Is that crazy?
I have a problem me wanting to date them.
Like, you have a problem. Can you believe it? She has no problem with men wanting to date her.
I cannot believe this.
I cannot believe this. I'm utterly shocked.
Oh my God, you have no problem.
I'm just saying,
Brianna,
it's
men wanting to date you. Oh my God.
Brianna, I'm shocked by her arrogance. I can't believe that she would say something so arrogant.
Oh my goodness.
I cannot believe that you would ever have a problem.
We're aware that you have no problem, Sabrina.
Stop it, guys, stop. Let me have a shot.
No, but
that's terrific. Awesome. A couple things I do want to bring up.
That is me.
So one of the reasons why, and I'm not saying this is what happened in your situation, because you said your dad was 37 and your mom was 21, but a lot of times I talk to guys, a lot of very successful men, and they really like younger girls, and they don't like them because they're pedophiles or anything like that. They like them because there's
innocence.
There's an innocence, but here's the other thing. There's a point, like, you guys go on social media and you have a very, very clear understanding of how attractive you are. You do, because you're constantly getting feedback for it, dopamine hits or whatever.
Right.
But you understand there was a point when you were younger where you didn't know how attractive you were.
Absolutely.
You knew you were attractive.
Absolutely.
And during that point, a guy who was of lower status might have had a shot. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, I do.
Course.
Unfortunately.
Of course.
It sounds very similar to the situation you described.
Unfortunately, I do. Yeah, but
the sexual market value, I think, was sexual mating value was, like, I think the term David Buss uses. But a lot of times when a girl's 19, 20, 21, she doesn't know what her value is.
No, we don't. And it sucks.
And I hate to use the word sexual marketplace, but that's the term they use in the book.
Can I say something? It is very sad that, like, okay, our sexual value is like worth more when we're like 20, 21 versus when we're like 27, 28.
So if you, the thing is, you can actually look at these numbers and find hard numbers if you go on dating apps and you say which girls get swiped right on the most, and it goes, it peaks at 23 for females and it peaks at 38 for men. Or that's not, I'm sorry. It begins the peak at 38 for men and stays there till they're about 44. For women, though, it's much shorter. It goes from about 23 to like 25. That's generally how it works. And so you'll see this, like, women that are 23 going out with 38.
We are most certainly not 25.
Yeah, but so here's the difference, though. Like, I had a guest on recently. I'm not going to say who she was because I want to give her age away, but she's 37 and she looks like she's 22. Mm-hmm. And so the things that other women in her age group would have to worry about, she doesn't because of physical fitness, plastic surgery, modern medicine, and things like that. So that number gets pushed out way further and further and further. And so what ends up happening is now she's 37. The likelihood of her carrying children to term when she turns 40, it's just less. I mean, it's just a biological fact.
Absolutely.
You're more likely to carry a child to term at 23 than you are at 40.
Yeah, right.
But she's a 40-year-old who looks like she's 25,
right.
And so she doesn't see the need to settle down. Exactly. Yeah.
So men, there's a scientifically, I believe it's proved out as well. I saw, I think, a documentary. Men are more attracted to women that look the most fertile, which typically is young.
Okay, so
which
now,
is the curves.
so it is the curves, but let's look at something else.
the
Let's look at the
curves.
contrapositive of what you said. When women go through menopause, there's studies that show that men can smell it. They can tell when their wife is no longer fertile.
Damn,
They can
really?
tell. They can
Fuck
sense.
them.
They can sense. That's not literally smell it, but through pheromones, they can sense that their wife's not fertile. And you will see the study shows men dating the secretary, buying the red Ferrari.
I
That's
wish
when it
they
happens.
would. I wish
It
they
happens.
motherfucking
It coincides with menopause, and it's really shocking. So the opposite of fertility, which would be menopause, would trigger something like
Right.
that. So as far as fertility, here's a couple things, right? Facial symmetry shows good genetics. Long hair, so a lot of women have fake hair. You notice if you have a woman who's 50 years old and she has fake hair, you can't tell how old she is from behind, right? Hip to waist ratio, nice skin, all these kind of things. You're right. They are signs of fertility. That's exactly right. And then youth is the other one, right? Even breast implants are there for a sign of youth. Same thing with Botox.
Right.
Same thing with liposuction. Those are things to show youth, essentially, which again, like what you said, shows more the likelihood of being able to carry a child.